Sige, i-share muna namin yung link.
Ay, yun pala. So, yeah. Hello, everyone. So, welcome to the group. Yon. This is our second episode. If you are wondering what the group is, it's actually just this, a group of people talking about life experiences, life lessons, and so much more that we want to share with you guys. Baka kasi helpful, di ba? So, yeah, we are here. Nandito, meron kaming mga guests ngayon. So, here's Sheila. Unfortunately, hindi siya makakasalita masyado. Problems. And nandito din si Ate France. And later we will be joined by Ate Ira. Siya yung kanina nakita niyo sa screen. But she will join us later. So for today, our topic is all about learning. So you might be wondering, bakit learning? Bakit learning yung pag-uusapan namin? Well, bakit nga ba? Ate France, sa tingin mo, bakit learning yung pag-uusapan natin? Or sa tingin mo, ano yung learning?
I think because life is a continuous learning. So every day talaga ay natututo tayo. So it's very important that we malaman natin bakit kailangan ng learning sa buhay natin and all.
Yun. So, Miss Universe, yes? So, yun nga, learning. And also, especially, meron tayong mga students na nag-online class ngayon. Baka may questions kayo or you might be wondering paano kayo matututo more. And I think this video will help you also. So, let's go ahead. Let's go straight ahead sa Q&A natin for the first part of this video. Una question. How did you study when you were a student or when you're learning something new? Ano yung mga ginagawa nyo pag nag-aaral kayo ng something new or nung nag-aaral kayo bilang estudyante? Sino gusto mauna? Ayan, si Ate Friends muna. Sige.
Ako, nung nag-aaral ako, syempre tagal ko nag-graduate na, pero nag-aaral pa rin naman ako nowadays. Ginagawa ko, pag nagre-review ako, kailangan nagsusulat ako kasi mas nare-retain siya sa akin at mas natatandaan ko siya pag sinusulat ko yung mga nire-review ko, pinag-aaralan ko. So, magandang technique na sinusulat mo siya. Ayun.
Yun. How about you, Ate Ira? Ate Ira? So, I think meron siyang network connection as of the moment. So, siguro ako muna. Okay. So, ako, when it comes to learning, ang ginagawa ko, katulad ni Ate France, I take notes. Because, yun nga, meron nga tayong multiple intelligences sabi, di ba? Ako, I found out that me, I'm a visual learner. So by taking notes, dun ko mas naiintindihan yung mga lessons. Ate Ai, how about you? How do you study? How do you learn new things? Okay, I think di pa rin kaya na network. So let's go ahead to the second question natin. So, how do you retain naman? Paano tumatagal yung natutunan mo? How do you retain the things you heard or you learned? Ganon. Ate France?
Ako siguro, since nasulat ko naman na siya, yung make time na mabalikan mo siya.
Okay.
Importante yun na nagbibigay ka ng time para makita ulit, mabalikan, ma-review. Kasi, di ba ibang mga estudyante, sabi nila, mas nag-work sa kanila yung pagka-cram. Yung parang tomorrow mo na kailangan, tomorrow na exam, ngayon ka mag-aaral. Ako, gradual siya. So, every day, a little bit of everything nagbabasa-basa ako para hindi ma-shock yung utak ko pagdating nung So, ganon ako mag-retain naman.
Okay. So, before we head to Sheila, comment down below guys kung ano yung technique nyo kung paano nagre-retain yung mga lessons na natututunan nyo. Sheila, ikaw, may gusto ka sabihin? Push through, kaya mo yan. Kahit konti lang. Sheila, hello? Okay, I think may problem din siya sa connection. So, ayan, sige, go Sheila.
Kung ano yung narinig. Hello? Diba?
Rinig ka, go ahead. Okay. So, yan, may problem ulit, pero let's go ahead lang. So, so meron na tayong idea kung paano natututo iba-ibang tao or paano nare-retain sa kanila. Let's go ahead naman kung ano pa yung pwede natin matutunan sa ibang sources. So, yan, medyo mahirap yung audio sa kanila. Okay. Now, let's look at what the Bible has to say. Now, you might be thinking, bakit natin titignan naman kung ano yung sinasabi ng Bible? Well, the Bible is our manual to life. So, madami tayong matututunan doon. Everything we need in life is in the Bible. So, magigets nyo when you read more and more from it. So, ako, nung nagbabasa ako ng Bible, as time goes by, habang nagbabasa ako more and more, I learned how to properly deal with conflicts, how to live my life in a way that is non-destructive to other people or towards others, and so much more. So let's look at it. Tignan natin ano yung matututunan natin when it comes to learning. So sabi dito, let's go to Matthew 13 verse 3 to 9. So this is actually, kung familiar kayo, it's about the parable of the sower. So yan, zoom in ko lang para makita nyo din. So, etong time na to, si Jesus Christ was actually, he was teaching large crowds of people. Then, nagturo siya ng isang parable. So, eto yung parable na yun. So, sabi dito, then he told them many things in parables, saying, ito yung una, a farmer went out to sow his seed. As he was scattering the seed, some fell along the path, and the birds came and ate it up. Some fell on rocky places where it did not have much soil. It sprang up quickly because the soil was shallow. But when the sun came up, the plants were scorched, and they withered because they had no root. Other seed fell among thorns, which grew up and choked the plants. Still other seed fell on good soil, where it produced a crop, 160 or 30 times what was sown. Whoever has ears, let them hear. So, you might be thinking, ano yung kinalaman nito? Di ba? Ano kinalaman ng parable sa learning? Di ba? Bakit parang ang vague naman nun? Nung binasa natin, it's about seeds and planting and growing. Ano kinalaman niya sa learning? Di ba? So, una, alamin natin, why did Jesus Christ spoke in parables? Ate Ira, sa tingin mo, why did Jesus speak in parables?
Hello nga pala, mag-greet muna ako sa lahat. Kasi, ayan. I think it's because of relatability. Para mas madaling makarelate yung mga tao
Yes.
at that time. I believe kasi, based sa Bible, sa history din, ang style kasi ng living nila, agriculture, nag-aalaga sila ng sheep, ng goats, ng cows, ng doves, and also farming.
True.
Kaya,
True.
yung ginamit pa na parable ni Jesus is yung trabaho mismo or yung style ng way ng pamumuhay ng mga tao at that time, ng mga Israelites, which is yung pagtatanim nga. In fact, mayaman pa nga yung pagtatanim nila,
Yeah.
di ba? Vineyard of grapes, ganon. So, I think, ginamit to ni Jesus kasi may farmer, tapos may seeds, para mas madali sa mga tao na makarelate dun sa message na sinishare niya.
Yeah. So, aside from that also, pag tinignan mo, di ba, kung pinakinggan mo lang at first, yung parable, parang wala kang magigets out of it eh. Parang pag pinakinggan mo, it's about planting. That's it. Seeds and growing, di ba? Pero may deeper meaning yon. So, bakit nga ba ganun magsalita si Jesus Christ or when He was sharing these lessons? So, tignan ulit natin. Sabi sa Matthew 13, sa verse 13, actually, tignan natin ulit. Ang sabi dito ay, "This is why I speak to them in parables. Though seeing, they do not see. Though hearing, they do not hear or understand." Tignan natin sa verse 11. Sabi dito, He replied, "Because the knowledge of the secrets of the kingdom of heaven has been given to you, but not to them. Whoever has will be given more, and they will have an abundance. Whoever does not have, even what they have will be taken from them." So, tignan natin tong part na to. Sabi, though seeing, they do not see. Though hearing, they do not hear or understand, di ba? So, parang, you really need to focus dun sa napapakinggan mo. Kasi madaming beses tayo in our lives, nakikinig tayo pero di natin naiintindihan, di ba? So that's
Yeah.
why when we hear, we need also to exert effort to understand. Kumbaga, you have to exert effort to understand the word, just like understanding this parable. Para maintindihan natin yung parable na shinare ni Jesus Christ, kailangan natin intindihan kung ano yun, di ba? Instead of reading it, just reading it or hearing it. Parang ganon. So, tignan natin.
Listening and learning.
Yes, listening and learning. Tama. So, basahin naman natin yung meaning. Kasi in-explain din ni Jesus Christ ano yung meaning ng parable na shinare niya. So, nasa Matthew 13 din siya. It's on verse 18 to 23. So, yan. Sabayan niyo ako magbasa dyan. Pero ako na magsasalita, okay? Internet issues, alam niyo na yun. Okay, so yan. So sabi dito, nung tinanong siya, ito yung explanation ni Jesus Christ. Sabi niya, "Listen then to what the parable of the sower means. When anyone hears the message about the kingdom and does not understand it, the evil one comes and snatches away what was sown in their heart. This is the seed along the path. The seed falling on rocky ground refers to someone who hears the word and at once receives it with joy, but since they have no root, they only last a short time. When trouble or persecution comes because of the word, they quickly fall away. The seed falling among the thorns refers to someone who hears the word, but the worries of this life and the deceitfulness of wealth choke the word, making it unfruitful. But the seed falling on good soil refers to someone who hears the word and understands it. This is the one who produces a crop yielding 100, 60, or 30 times what was sown." Now, you might be thinking again, ano ang kinalaman nito sa learning, di ba? Anong kinalaman nito sa learning? So, ito ang question. How do we apply these verses in learning things? Sige, isa-isayin natin. May 4 doon, di ba? A seed among the path, a seed on a rocky place, a seed among the thorns, and a seed on good soil. So, tignan natin, a seed among the path. Anong ibig sabihin nun when it comes to learning? Sheila? Static lang kay Sheila. So, siguro ako na lang mag-explain para sa kanya. So, yon, ang seed among the path, kung i-compare natin siya sa learning or sa student setting, sa classroom setting, yun yung parang nagtuturo ng lesson yung teacher, pero hindi ka nakikinig kasi nakikipag-usap ka sa kaklase or distracted ka sa phone mo, may ka-chat ka, ganon. So, in a sense, distracted ka ng mga bagay instead of the lesson. So, hindi ka nakapag-focus. So, di mo naintindihan, di ba? So, on a rocky place naman, tignan natin. What is a seed on a rocky place? Yun yung nakikinig ka, pero nakalimutan mo on the day of the exam. Kumbaga, pumasok lang sa isang tenga yung lesson, lumabas sa kabila. Di ba? Yun yung seed on a rock place. Ano yung among the thorns naman? Seed among the thorns. Ate Franz?
Siguro yung nakikinig ka naman dun sa klase. Siguro maraming guilty dito. Nakikinig ka sa klase, pero iniisip mo na yung next subject mo or iniisip mo na yung assignment mo. So, na-overwhelm ka nung lahat ng iniisip mo. So, hindi ka nakapag-focus. Nawala din agad yung naririnig mo at natututunan mo. Tama ba, Ate Ira?
Oo, tsaka let me add halimbawa, kapag yung subject mo parang allied subject lang yan, parang di mo pinapansin, tapos focus ka dun sa major subject, syempre, magko-contribute pa rin yan sa grades mo, di ba, Franz?
Yeah! Kaya dapat focus, girl, focus!
Focus, yan. Yan. How about a seed on good soil? Ano ibig sabihin nun when it comes to learning? Ate Ira?
Naku, parang ito yung dapat lahat ng students makarelate. Ito yung mga nakinig, nag-aral, nag-review, at nung time ng exam ba, dahil nakinig ka, nakapasa ka. Di ba?
Amen!
Set your students.
Yun.
Yes!
So, I think yung main na makukuha mo naman dito, when it comes to learning is actually, to understand it, kailangan mo ng focus. Diba? Kailangan mo ng discipline and focus when you want to learn things. Remember, when learning, think about these two words, hearing and listening. Or pwede din looking and seeing. Ano pinagkaiba nila? Well, looking is just glancing. Tinitignan mo lang. Seeing is yung parang tinitignan mo and may naiintindihan ka from it. The same as hearing.
Internalize.
Yes. Hearing and listening naman is hearing, naririnig mo lang. Listening is pinapakinggan mo and
pay
pinaprocess.
attention.
Yes, you pay attention. Yeah. Yes. So, that's how you learn, actually. That's how you learn. Now, tignan natin. Let's go deeper naman into the verse. Ano pa yung mga pwede natin makuha from it, aside from learning? So, una, why did Jesus speak in parables? Question na ako kahit kanino. Ate Franz?
Bakit si Jesus nag-speak in parables? Katulad din ng sinabi ni Ate Ira kanina, relatable siya, kailangan makakonect. Pero at the same time, di ba kasi parables is ibig sabihin matalinghaga. I mean, pag nakarinig ka ng parabola, Tagalog, kailangan talaga, parang in-internalize
Ang lalim!
Ng parabola. Kailangan talaga, pag narinig mo siya, nabasa mo siya, iintindihin mo pa siya. I mean, parang si Lord, nagbibigay pa siya ng something na, sige, parang quiz. Alam mo yun? Ganun si Lord, pag nagtuturo siya. Gusto niya, participative yung mga tao, di ba? Kung hindi mo alam, tatanong ka sa kasali.
Yun!
Tama, di ba, Tyra? Lagi ako nagtatanong kay
Interactive class! Yes!
Interactive class. Kaya parabola ang ginagamit ni Lord.
Yan, ikaw Ate Ay, may i-share ka pa doon? May dadagdag
Agree.
ka pa? Agree. Okay. So, next naman.
Actually, yun din yung answer ko.
True.
We're sisters, you know?
Yes. So, next naman. Next question. What does it mean to be on good soil? What does it mean to be on good soil? Yun yung parang prime example do sa parable, di ba? A seed on good soil will bear fruit. So, ano ibig sabihin ng pagiging good soil? When it comes to faith, ano yung ibig sabihin when you're on good soil? Ate Ay?
Ay, sige, gusto ko to sagutin. Kasi, this quarantine, naging plantita din ako. So, medyo nakaka-relate ako dyan. So, may mga halaman kami na namatay at may mga halaman kami na nabuhay. Parehas lang naman sila na itinanim sa iisang klase ng soil. So, in terms of our faith, I realized that you really have to, it's a decision for you to really mature and dapat meron ka ring effort. Hindi tipong, nakinig ka lang, pero dapat may action din on your part. Tapos, naalala ko, nung nagpa-plant kasi ako, nililipat namin siya sa paso. Halimbawa, mabunga na tong yung aloe vera namin. Ayan, ang daming, ano ba tawag doon? Hands. May hands ba yung aloe vera? So anyway, ayun, mabunga siya. Tapos para dumami siya, oo, basta yung ganon, para dumami siya, nilipat namin siya ng paso. Tapos, nag-adjust din doon. So, parang kahit anong situation ang mangyari o dumating sa buhay mo, pag planted ka dun sa good soil, hindi ka basta-basta matitinag, hindi ka basta-basta masisway. Let's say, isa sa mga common distractions, lalo na sa mga young
Okay.
people, yung issues of the tsugug heart. Ayan, common yan na talaga, pampadistract. Kaya I suggest, yung puso mo, i-reserve mo muna yan para kay Jesus and sa pag-aaral mo din, and you will truly enjoy your life as a student, and you will truly grow and mature muna dun sa relationship na sinimulan mo kay Lord. Ayan. Let's grow in
Very well said.
good soil.
Yun, okay. Tama. So ako naman, what does it mean to be on a good soil? It means na, yun nga, katulad nung in-explain ni Ate Ira, whatever situation you face, hindi ka basta-bastang matitinag, hindi ka basta-bastang mawawala, kumbaga. When it comes to faith, kasi madami magsha-shake ng faith mo eh. There are problems, family problems, financial, issues of the heart, so many things. And thinking about, kung titignan natin yung mundo, ang dami pang problema nakapaligid sa atin. So it's very easy for someone to break. Pero when
Problema
you're
ng
planted on good
COVID.
soil, yes, actually. But when you're planted on good soil, when you're planted with God, yun yung time na you grow, and not only you grow, you become stronger, you endure even the harshest conditions. Yon. So, next question naman. This question goes to candidate number 1, Miss Franz Arsen.
Number 1 pala ako.
What
Number
does
1,
it
number
mean?
1, number 1.
Yan. So, the question is,
Nanalo na yan sa Miss Universe.
what does it mean to yield 160 or 30 times what was sown? Di ba sabi kanina, a seed planted on good soil, hindi lang siya nakaka-endure sa mga harsh conditions, kung hindi, nagbe-bear fruit siya. It yields
it multiplies.
160 or 30 times what was sown. Ikaw, what do you understand from it?
Hearing pala, narinig mo pa lang na nag-multiply siya, 'di ba? Ibig sabihin, it creates something that will benefit others, not only yourself, but to others also. So, para magiging blessing ka, and also, di ba mas masaya pag marami kang prutas, tama? Mas masaya pag marami kang prutas, may enjoy mo at may enjoy din ng ibang tao. So, I think, tayo learning in a good soil is very important para sa ating lahat, kasi hindi lang ikaw yung mag-benefits na niya. Tama?
Yeah, true. So, ito naman, I think for all of us naman, and Sheila also can answer this kung kaya niya. Siguro siya paunahin natin magsalita. Kung kaya ng internet and ng boses niya. So, the last question
Yes, go
for
Sheila.
this, how do we apply these verses in our life? Nung ngayong pinag-aralan natin tong parable of the sower, paano natin siya ma-apply in our life? In our faith, in our daily life? How do we apply it? Sheila? Kaya ba, Sheila?
Baka matagal lang yung pasok sa kanya.
Baka. Wala. Okay. So, wag na muna si Sheila. Punta tayo kay, kay Ate Franz. Then sa akin, then kay Ate Ai. Sige, Ate Franz, how do we apply these verses in our life?
Siguro hindi lang din sa learning, yung pagbibigay mo ng focus sa mga ginagawa mo. Very important na may focus ka, kasi madaling mawawala yung mga bagay na naririnig mo lang eh. Pero kung hindi mo siya ipapasok sa puso mo, hindi mo siya ipapasok sa isipan mo, madali lang din siyang mawawala. And remember, yung lahat ng natututunan mo, one way or another, magagamit mo siya in the future eh. Magagamit mo siya para sa sarili mo, magagamit mo siya para sa ibang tao. So it's very important that when we learn, we really focus and we really put that learning dun sa tamang place niya. Kasi, yun, I think, kasi di ba sabi ko kanina, life is a continuous learning. So, habang nabubuhay ka, natututo ka, at habang natututo ka, mo siya, mas i-grow mo siya like a plant.
Mag-grow ka, ayun.
Mag-grow ka. Mag-glow, and mag-go!
Okay. So, sa akin naman...
Kala ko grab yung sunod. Good job, sister.
Good job ka dun, te. So, sa akin naman, how do we apply these verses in our life? Yun nga talaga. Kung ita-take natin in a much more literal sense, kung ano yung ini-explain dito, it's about faith. Your faith in God. Kumbaga, what kind of believer are you? So, are you the person who is along the path na hindi mo napakinggan yung word of God and natangay ka lang ng problema sa buhay, natangay ka na lahat ng masama sa mundo? Or are you the person who is planted on a rocky place na narinig mo, yes, you came to know God, pero dumating yung problema sa buhay and nawala ka, you let go, nahirapan ka? Or are you the person who is on a thorny place, yung puro thorns, di ba? Ikaw ba yung taong narinig mo na yung word of God, but you're so afraid of the worries of everything, masyado ka naging anxious, masyado ka naging troubled by everything in the world, that you let go? Or are you the person who is on a good soil? You heard the word of God, you know how good God is, you know how He can save us, you know how He can be our strength, and even though may troubles ka, even though nahirapan ka sa buhay, you know God will prevail. Are you that person? So yun yung tinatry ko every day as problems go and as problems come and go in my life, tinatry ko lagi, I should be the person on a good soil. So that's how I apply this verse in my life. Ikaw naman, Ate Ira.
Okay, ako naman, ang pinakagusto ko kasi sa parable na to, lahat sila, yung seeds, nag-start sila at the very beginning, 'di ba? Sabay-sabay sila, plinan sila lahat. Pero iba-iba yung naging ending nila. So ako naman, na-apply ko to in terms of looking of where I wanted to end. O saan ko gusto bang makita yung life ko, yung ending nito. And of course, I would like to choose yung pang fourth option, which is yung being planted in a good soil. I really look up to dun sa harvest na 30, 60, and 100 folds. Nakaka-excite yun kapag may something ka na nilo-look forward to.
Yeah.
Halimbawa sa mga students, di ba, you look forward to a medal kapag may graduation ka. So tayo, in our life, ang nilo-look forward ko talaga is yung life na kasama ko yung Lord, yung naiintindihan ko at lumago talaga ako sa Kanya. So ma-apply ko tong parable na to in my life by always looking doon sa future na maganda. Kasi kung ang tiningnan ko lang is yung future na parang, parang hindi pala maganda yung end line kapag ito yung decision ko during this time, syempre magkakaroon ka bigla ng parang sensing na, ay, mali itong gagawin ko. So, kapag meron kang end line or end goal, mas magiging madali yung way or yung path mo kung saan ka magsisimula. And along the way as well.
Yeah.
Ayun.
Agree.
Meron nga akong tinatawag ko na navigational verse in my life. Yung commit your plans to the Lord and He will make your paths straight. Focus on paths straight. So, nakaka-excite yon na yung journey ng life natin, maganda yung ending. Diba?
True.
Would you all agree?
True. Yes, I agree.
Yeah. Kumbaga parang sa pag-aaral lang yan, di ba? Like, alam mong gagraduate ka sometime in the future. Pero before going there, madami kang stress na mararanasan. There are projects, theses, assignments, sobrang daming stress na feeling mo hindi mo kaya. Pero once you come up to that place, once you graduate, doon mo marirealize na all those hardships are worth it kasi nandito ako. Yeah. So, yun yung parang how we could apply this verse. Pwede tayo mag-look forward to the future instead of focusing on the hardships of today. Diba? Parang ganon. So, I think this has been 30 minutes or more. If you have more questions about the Bible, if you want to take part in conversations like this, we actually have weekly group meetings like this, which we call Life Group. And if you want to join us in conversations like this, just send us a message. Nakatag naman sa live na to, kaming apat. So, kahit sino sa amin, pwede mo i-message. Anyone of us. Yeah. You can join our life group. You can talk more about faith, about God, about life, about everything. So, if you want, see you there. And this has been the group. So, thank you guys. Thank you everyone for watching. Kayo, ano gusto niyo sabihin sa kanila?
I'm very happy na naging part ako nito. Sobrang nakakatawang makakwentuhan kayo. So yeah, in-invite namin ang lahat. If you want to be part of a life group, we're very willing to welcome you and to help you. Napaka-English arte-arte. So yun, Ate Ira, ikaw na.
Ako, I'm very happy for this new experience. Kanina kinakabahan ako. Actually, kami ni Arsen, kinakabahan kami kasi first time namin sa ganito. Pero sobrang fun pala. Please support yung the group every week. And then, of
Hindi
course,
naman every
mas
week,
importante pa rin yung...
2 times a week.
May,
2 times a month.
basta, ay, hindi ba tayo? sorry. Sobrang excited kasi ako. Akala ko every week. But yung live group, every week yun.
Yes.
Ayan, join us. Come on, send a message. If you were interested, we're very much happy to accommodate you and to share life with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Share life with you.
So
How
yun,
sweet.
once again, thank you everyone. I'm Jobert. This is Ate France and Ate Ira and Sheila. And thank you for watching the group. Bye guys. Bye.
Yes.
Sarangin!
Bye!